Hello, Rebel Gman Division 4D. This is I, Man Milk, Season 13, Game Week 2. It is, once again, I am joined by Lord Brainlord.
Hello, it's me.
Sorry, we're late. This is also the second time recording this because my microphone goes weird. If you hear crinkly, crankly, then guess what? That's what's happened. But of course, you won't ever hear that because we'll just keep restarting. Nevertheless, sorry for the lateness of this one. It's a new CCL season, so every time I got home from work, I had like 2 or 3 hours to play after dinner. I've just been playing CCL, plus stripping a few things because I got some paint stripping now for my models on tabletop. I said this is a joke in the previous recording that Lord Brainlord was doing heroin, and that's why he couldn't do it.
But it's not a joke, it's true.
No, yeah, it's not a joke. It's true. There's one thing that we adore in Rebel as a whole. It's doing heroin. And
All the time,
if Metal
every
or
time.
Haringzord or any of them complain about that, us giving a false impression of what Rebel's all about, bad luck. We just love heroin.
That's
Uh,
what it's really all about.
yeah, that's what Rebel stands for. It stands for heroin, uh,
Heroin.
heroin, Berowin, also Berowin again, Erowin again, and Lerowin. But yeah,
There's anything more.
before we start, I do have something to sort of say,
Ooh.
which is Cthulhu Collector has said, uh, let the div know that I'll donate $10 to Rebel for every point I scored during the season, and for an extra $10 for every win, up to a max of 250, dollars.
$250. That's a lot of bangers, man.
That's very nice, I know. And he also encourages his opponents to make some sort of donation to Rebel if they win versus me as well. As that is in him, not me. Uh,
I think that's reasonable. You're so happy when you've got some goblins in your league.
yeah, of
And so, yeah,
course.
I think it'll be a nice gesture. You're racking up these bullying results against these poor
I
goblins.
know, I know. And then there is a very bully result against the Goblins this week.
And there is, I'm just looking at it now and I'm just thinking, yeah, I'd pay $5 to get a 4-0 advantage
Exactly.
this season.
Yeah. But we'll jump straight into it, just because you don't want to waste your time. We're going to start with the Chaos versus the Chorfs. And the Chorfs got wrecked, unfortunately, 2-0. Well, I won't say wrecked, but
Why, unfortunately, as well, it's chuffs, isn't it?
well,
Ooh,
I
says.
I can't remember what we said because I don't go listen back to the recaps because that would make me professional. I'm not. But we did say, well, these dwarves, these Chorfs had a bit of a rough start. The team isn't looking that juicy. They have like one or two good pieces, and that's about it. And
That's
also,
true.
Chaos love to lean on Chorfs due to the fact that at a high TV point, they outstrength them. They also have their own removal potential, and you know what? 5 injuries and 1 kill inflicted from the Chaos. Only 2 injuries inflicted from the actual Chorfs. More blocks, and a tasty 2-0. Look at that SPP generation from the Chaos. It's pretty nuts.
Wow, yes, you'd be very happy with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you
2 nil
would.
guys getting 2 kisses. And yeah, similarly, not so happy if you're the Chorfs who just lost their claw guys. That's annoying.
Did a Claw Chorf die?
Yeah, the
Ah,
clown glyph. He's got a Kaz in the game as well.
oh well,
And
that sucks because that means the game is essentially now a 7 SPP game rather than a 9 SPP, which is
yeah,
even worse. Not that much to say about that, but we'll go to a 3-1 victory for the Chaos, the other Chaos team that is, versus the humans. And 86 blocks succeeded. Wasn't like a mass like Kazing or anything like that, but looks like the Warriors of Coney Island probably had the superiority. Not massively crazy due to the fact that they get outstrength the humans by Chaos, but 86 is a bit beyond the pale. Um, yeah, one does assume that it's partially because the humans are a bit poorly built for the Chaos matchup. They don't have any of the mobile guard. They don't have a lot of like removal either. They have like a mighty blow tackle guy who's also move busted. So they,
doesn't it?
they have like one good catcher maybe,
I feel like
and
it could have been worse. 86 blocks and only 15-hour breaks and then 2 Kaz. I
yeah,
feel like you actually kind of got out of that pretty okay.
yeah. I mean,
Until you got
like it's not great. It isn't great by any means. A lot of skulls goes for the humans, but nevertheless, this is definitely if you're down TV in this matchup, if it's humans, you could still pull off the win pretty easily as long as you're not getting outcast or massively outcast. That is, but as we both know, the human team's kind of beaten up to an extent.
Only got the 2 blitzers. Yeah, it's tough times for them.
Yeah, all the same. But we will go on to the next game now. We are going to speed through the games this week, but it's now the Woodies versus the Undead, and the Woodies win 1-0, which is not crazy.
Yeah, it's just a gentle 1-0, isn't it? It's not probably what you'd expect.
Yeah, and like also 2 injuries inflicted by the Woodies is pretty damn nice. You do expect any bash team that doesn't have like a lot of movement, even if you have the Backstreet Boys, Necromantic or Undead. I think they're Undead, aren't they?
No, they're Necro. They got the wolves.
Oh, okay. So that's a bit of the issue because
They were the 2 cats.
yeah, oh god. Well, that makes it even worse then, because
cats by a catcher as well. Just to throw that in there.
that's grim. Because you can expect Necromantic or Undead to be a bit like a bit of an elf hunter due to the whites. But if I remember rightly, the Backstreet Boys aren't like. Are the Backstreet Boys the slightly underdeveloped ones, or are they like the ones who are like pretty developed?
No, yeah, they've only got 1 tackle, that's the big thing, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably it then. They didn't really have their elf murder potential online, so this is definitely a matchup where the Woodies kind of comfortably win potentially.
Yeah, only 1-0, so it wasn't anything outrageous. It just seems fairly even, but like you say, Necro aren't quite as equipped as you might expect for elf killing purposes.
Precisely.
And getting your wolves removed, if that happened early on, it stinks, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, this is the big issue of like Necromantic, and that if you have like 2 ghouls, 2 wolves, and 2 whites, it's fairly okay. You are pretty responsive, but if you don't, then that's the massive issue. It's one of the reasons I don't kind of like playing Undead or Necromantic. I just don't like the fact that none of your linesmen are responsive to anything that goes wrong. The zombies are great chaff, but bad at everything else. And although you have the regen to recover from a random cat against a wolf if you left out a bit out of position, I just not my biggest. It's not that's the reason why I think that's Necromantic kind of massive issues. You got to be pretty good at being able to consistently either outblock or know how to make it so your opponent isn't going to be like bullying you all the time.
Because you can definitely get in situations where like you just can't do anything. You
Yeah.
lose 2 or 3 key players, and like you've basically just got no chance in a way that most teams can still have a shot at doing something.
Yeah, like humans. Well, it's the same reason I don't like Bretonians versus humans. Like humans have all the decent linesmen, but the peasants are just garbage. And
that's the downside to having these sort of cheap linemen, which I'm pretty jealous of a lot of the time. I'd love to have some 40k piece of turd I could just sit on a line and get hit, but also, you can't win a game with them, can you?
Absolutely, yeah.
2 turn to seal a win or whatever.
But the slightly stronger Necromantic team, which is Our Dog Friday, going on to the next game, did beat the elves in this division, bareback elfing, the dark elves that is. They beat them 2-1, which is pretty damn nice.
This is more you'd expect from a Necro Elf game, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Maximizing these blocks.
It does seem like
2 teams are developed pretty similarly, it must be said. The whites are a little bit better on this team, I guess, but
yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like it is obviously worth saying that the blocking for the Dark Elves has been pretty bad. For only 5 pals and 11 skulls and that kind of thing. Nevertheless, no Kaz caused by the elves on this side, and you would expect them to like be able to do something due to, I think they have like 1 might blow.
2, yeah.
So,
just random blocks. If you're throwing 32, you want to pull 1 guy out at least.
Precisely, yeah. So that's a bit unfortunate. Nevertheless, next game. And this game is quite funny. The Vamps and the Nurgle. I said like, oh well, that's a pretty beastly team for the vampires, so they should be able to do this. And James Jenks asked me in the Andy Darvo Discord, I think it was. I was like, you caster cursed me. Because every thrall got removed. Mike turned 11. He had like nothing. The good thing is that he did level with 11 SPP on Duke Norman von
Three
Dreckenborg.
completions, touchdown MVP. That's a pretty good haul for basically your first game, isn't it?
That's amazing, yeah, because he's just one MVP away from being Blodge again, or whatever he's decided to choose. Hopefully he hasn't gone down the Darvo route of giving him Mighty Blow, piling on his first 2 skills in the future, because that would not be so good.
The rest of his vamps have gone Blodge before anything else, apart from Stabs, so I think he's got a vibe he's going for.
Yeah, I mean, like, people do argue, like, he could go block and then he could go Mighty Blow and do have, like, a killer vamp. Some people say that it's not that great, you know, it's just a bit weaker going for a killer vamp all the same. But he could do that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly he went
It's certainly not a bad choice. I think vamps need a killer less than plenty of other teams, but every team likes to have one guy, don't they? That can kill people.
Well, yeah, because even like an elf matchup or like a low, like imagine if you were playing rats, you could still very much lose a rat matchup pretty easily, but having that Mighty Blow might cause 2 or 3 CAS, which either opens up the important pieces to get hit, or at the very least, like gives them less bodies to work with and to like bung you up with.
Absolutely, and it is very much one of these snowballing things where it's an advantage that gives you an advantage.
Yeah, of course, yeah, definitely.
It's nice to have.
And our last game though, Haley's Traveling Circus Kislev versus the High Elves.
Skips over the Amazon Goblins as well.
Oh, did we? Did I really do that? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I did completely skip over that. But what is there to say? Maybe it was just because I like inbuilt kind of like defend the goblins, ignore the thing.
Only 31 blocks as well, just to rinse this poor little team.
which is weird because every time my Amazons or like any team I play against goblins, it's like, yeah, I get the hits, but I don't get the injuries. You know,
it's that 7 CAS, man.
And isn't it just disgusting that the team who has spelt their name wrong in the thing has got the win?
Yeah, you really girls.
Oh.
Racked up quite a big TD differential. Cthulhu Collector did level up his other troll, which is nice.
That is good.
Yeah, as 4-0 defeats go, pretty good one.
I think for that win, the Amazons should donate $40 to REBBL immediately.
Yeah. I was thinking with Cthulhu Collectors, he's looking, it's like for every point, it's like 10, and for every touchdown, and it's like, oh, max 250. Oh, he can actually hit that. But actually, then I remembered he's playing Goblins.
Oh, yeah.
Could be a while till he gets his first point on the board.
Very sad, but sorry for ignoring your team, Cthulhu. I hope.
The most noble team in the
I like to think that that's the reason why we went back to that and looked at that team was purely Lord Brainlaw just being bad manners and rubbing it in.
Just went to highlight. Look at this 4-0.
Wow, you got smashed, mate. Bad on you. Righto. So next one is the actual Kislev versus High Elves, and it's a 2-2. So not crazy. That is probably like one of the teams fast scored in the first half because they had to due to pressure from whatever. Then the other team got the score. Then the other team was pressured to score for the 2-1, and then the fast score. Yeah, so
pretty much how my games have been going this season. I know it's a wizard stadium, so it's quite possible. Yeah, I don't like to attack anyway, and when the opponent's got a wizard, I want the quickest score I can possibly get, so I can sit on my wizard for as long as possible.
And the Kislev must be happy with that though, because they are technically a bit worse in this matchup. Well, obviously, there's diving tackle, so you know the elf whatever. But
personally, I hate playing Kislev as elves. I think they can really beat you up.
Well, but that's the thing though. If I was facing Blodge sidestep blitzers or Blodge stand firm blitzers, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, this is a bit of a bad matchup. But if not, then it's like, well, you know, there's still a bit. They don't have much skill.
Like you say, they are quite underdeveloped, and the high elves are pretty tasty. Lots of red on their skill section.
Absolutely, yeah. So, all in all, a decent result for, I guess both teams would be happy at least.
I feel like 2-2, everyone's happy with 2-2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of SVP.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing awful happened.
We'll now move on to the old look at the teams, because why not? First one is the Chorfs. Yep. Yep.
1 up, 1 down.
Yeah. Dead Claw. Is that a Mystics game? Yeah, on the Blood Axe, the blocker.
which is annoying.
It's just such a sad team.
So he's still only got 60k as well.
I feel like Tom should have just been like. I mean, some people love to have busted teams and go, I'm gonna build this team, and then one day I'll be in the playoffs. But then
Hey, that's my plan.
that is like, I
My
mean,
strategy.
we saw like last season or the season before that, Cheese from REBBL was like building back a really busted team. There's that guy who with the Wood Elves, he constantly rebuilds his team from like the very
The fact
first
that
season.
aren't they the oldest team of all the teams?
Yeah, yeah.
And zero original players.
Yeah, and like same thing with in Orca Cola, the Sage. If you ever watch him, he has that Wood Elf team which has been going since Blood Bowl War 2 came out, really, or the OCC started, and for ages he had like 4 players. Everyone else is a loner, and now he's back to 13 players. He has a natural one turn, a catcher, 2 amazing war dancers, shrimp up tree, like everything you could possibly want. And I remember when
I like that. I respect that a lot.
I respect it, but at the same time, I don't have the patience for just like. Okay, I'm going to be constantly thrown potentially into the high divs or like whatever, div fluctuation is going to put me against some claw teams that will just at some point remove what I've been spending.
If you're playing as Wood Elves, that's a lot more achievable than if you're this Chorf team, which has only had like one blocker and the Bull Centaur are the only people that have been with this team for any significant amount of time.
Well, the Hobgoblin.
Oh, the Wonder Hobgoblin as well.
26 matches, so he's been there for at least 2/3 of the whole thing, but at the same time, it's just like
These blockers, man, games played just like 4, 0, 6. Like, how are they dying so much? This is horrible.
Yeah, that's the thing. Chorfs do something. If Chorfs get into a death spiral, any bash team really, but if Chorfs get into a death spiral, it's kind of hard to ever get out of it because they just don't have. They need like some Claw Mighty.
This team has no Mighty Blow.
Yeah,
He's got one on the.
And that's niggled as well. So
he's niggled and he's missed X game as well.
So like fixed score doesn't even matter. Even some just shithead pom human blitzer could probably kill that.
Shitty human could kill you.
Yeah, most likely. Speaking of humans, I'm going to leave the shitty part out because it's a bit BM. We now look at Morales' team. He now has enough for a 3rd blitzer. Wow.
His first non-permanent blitzer.
But this team is not so still.
It's not especially bueno.
No, it's not especially bueno, is it? I think something else died, but I'm not 100% sure.
Wouldn't surprise me with this. I mean, yeah, it's just sad times, isn't it?
There's just not much to say about the team, really.
Yeah, what do you do? I literally have no idea what I'd do if I was in charge of this team.
I would throw 2 vanity passes next game and declare it a win. That's about it.
Yeah, Baron Wolf, get him leveled up, bang.
Yeah, he can have guards. But the problem is like this.
That would be nice in this team, wouldn't it?
This team is only marginally faster than like a Chaos Pack team, which makes it a shit Chaos Pack team because it has no claw, it has no mutations, and then he gets one big guy. So, yeah. Well,
Yeah. Good luck in the future. We'll see. Maybe it'll turn up. It's got a few more games to improve.
Yeah. Good luck, have fun, but I mean it this time. We're going to the Woodies now. The Woodies arm bust on the thrower, which is no bueno. Very sad stuff.
He's not going to get hit that much, but he's been in, wouldn't you? He's level.
Yeah, I would think about binning him now and just buying him again, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
But obviously,
it's much easier to cut people when they're low level.
But obviously, he might as well. You could just keep it for now, for the next game, not buy anything because one loner's not terrible, and you might be saving up for the tree anyway. So
that's true. I'd sooner get the tree.
Just carry on Spruce Grobbler.
Get on Spruce Grobbler. Yeah, he needs to get a little cheeky level up.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But otherwise, yeah, it's.
Wouldn't is healthy. His other thrower.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot he has 2 throwers. Yeah, just bin that thrower off. Don't buy another one. Just bin him off. Go get a tree.
Yeah, oh wait, yeah.
Yeah, throw
him into a tree.
Yeah, throw. This next game, throw just like you have 4 pieces that can throw vanity passes in level, do that.
Look at those linemen, man. Yeah, if you just get a cheeky 6 passes off, you could level up your entire array of linemen. And
But,
the team
but
would suddenly be
the one problem
hugely
though
better.
is that he'll level all those and they'll all die somehow because that's just how it goes when you level up an elf by vanity
Especially
passing.
a line elf. If they've leveled up in that game, their chance of surviving is about 4%, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe less. Maybe it's like 0%.
Literally never happened.
Okay, brilliant. Well, next team, goblins. Well,
Hell yeah.
you get a level up, so we will look at the team. You got another break tackle. You had a dead goblin as well. Maybe a second dead goblin. Two dead goblins.
His armor break, deado. But his positionals are alright, and his break tackle is nice, isn't it? This is like what you want. I like dirty player, and I like diving tackle as like novelty goblin skills.
If he could throw 4 vanity passes with stunty, he could level all of those up, couldn't he?
You don't even want to level the dirty player, do you?
Sneaky get, and he's fucking amazing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, little sneaky get.
Sneaky get on normals. Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, spotted cow. Bring it
Yeah,
on.
brilliant. Next game. I would think about buying the bomber, not because the bomber's good, but because like if you're playing goblins in a league, you might as well make them fun. You know, you're not playing for a record like in CCL.
That's true. Did he say something to me about the PMs me sometimes? Did he mention why he didn't have the bomber? I feel like I maybe dreamt that he didn't want.
No,
it,
he messaged me at some point, or said to me at some point, "Oh, I had the pogo last game or whatever it was," and then he GFI'd into the touchdown zone,
oh,
died.
Yeah, they've been dying, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bible.
I think the pogo I definitely like, and yeah, he's not got mega money, so fair enough.
Yeah. Sad times, because you want all the good stuff. You want all the good stuff, don't you?
Absolutely, but the trolls are looking nice.
Yeah. Well, go on now to the Necro, who aren't too dissimilar to what they were. He's got a sure hands ghoul.
That's nice.
It's nice, yep. You know, it's not terrible because you can use sure hands ghoul to then just hand off to the werewolves and all that. I'd rather have the werewolves free for the initial like part of the offense.
Start off, yeah, way backfield or whatever.
But a lot of people I just like hate giving sure hands to a ghoul. I figured out. I'm in a Discord for a bunch of CCL qualifying players like Dionysian and that, and they're all like they bad manners the sure hands ghoul. They don't like it all the same. Just like give it I don't know, sidestep or frenzy or tackle and just have that and then whatever. Because otherwise you might run into the risk of, because the ghoul has that ball for the first 4 turns, if the drive goes a bit sticky, you might just end up scoring with it, and then you don't want that because it gives more SPP to something that ultimately...
So it's sort of promoting bad habits or whatever.
Yeah.
I can see the argument for that.
I can see the argument, but at the same time, I'm definitely one of those players who I'd rather score than fuck about too much with SPP generation.
I'm not good enough to have these sorts of concerns.
Precisely.
I just played an Necro team today, and he had a sure hands ghoul, and I've got a strip ball guy, and the only reason I won is because he handed off to somebody else, and I had a chance.
Precisely, yeah, that is true. Very true.
Yeah, for safety, if you're more concerned about like not getting rinsed, like me, I think it's nice to have sure hands on the ghoul.
I agree, yeah, I agree. We're going next
if
to...
you're good enough, you don't need my advice. So.
Well, yeah, but this is Div 4, and I'm Div 2, and you're Div 3, so you're all,
Yeah, now I've played 3 whole games above Div 4. I'm at a higher level now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so pro. It is game week 3 now, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Luckily, although this is like a late recap, we haven't actually played any of the next week games yet.
I know.
I approve of that.
Thank you very much.
Whereas the other one I'm recapping have already finished week 3.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Christ.
Yeah,
Jesus. Well, come on, guys, get on it. That's that's
but
not.
we're
That's
quite
not...
slack, so I quite liked it.
Yeah, definitely.
They're also slack. Well done, my
But-
kind of coaches.
My kind of yeah. It's just excusing our laziness.
Just adapting to the league that we're recapping.
Precisely. Our next team we're going to face is the Nurgle.
Guess who hasn't taken his goddamn level up?
I mean, to be fair, he's probably thinking about like, do I give this block or do I give this claw?
Yeah.
I hope that's what he's doing and not being like, I should give it tackle, because that would be stupid and you would feel bad about that. Even piling on would be weak after this, but he should get block or claw.
I think that's pretty hard to argue with.
Yeah,
Like
no, so it's the main,
absolutely is like
it's the smartest thing in the world, because it's either one, I'm worried about the high armor matchup, so I'm going to give myself a bit of variance there with the claw, or two, I don't mind just bashing on things with mighty blow and block, and not rolling the 1 and 9 and all that. You should probably get claw because he has block mighty blow anyway in the film of the Warriors.
he's got 3 block mighty blow already. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say claw just for a bit of fun. Get some claw on the team.
Yeah, definitely. And then that can go block or then go get like piling on. That's fine. If it's tackle though, if you take tackle, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna fucking spit in your face. A well-known streamer had a chaos team that he binned this season already. That had like mighty blow tackle. And he was just using it to like re-roll in rage 3 dice on like skinks and that. Or like getting 1 and 9s because he doesn't have any block or
Just take block, man.
take block or claw. Like if you're gonna be like, okay, oh yeah, okay, 55% of the time only knocking over block, and then 1 and 9 is gonna hurt me and all that, blah blah blah. Fine, like if you're willing to accept that, that's cool. But if you're like then gonna get mad about it, then I guess what, make better skill choices. Otherwise you lose on the skill selection screen.
Exactly, yeah. Before you even come out of the pitch.
Precisely, yeah.
God damn.
Let's go to the High Elves. I don't think they've changed at all. Have they? No.
No, still large and in charge.
I think the Blitz was back. Blitz was MG'd, wasn't it?
Oh, right, I believe that.
Yep. Well, nothing to say. Pinosaurus, the team's good.
Still nice.
Kislev have levels they haven't taken.
Ugh.
Ah.
Oh, it's the fun one as well, because you've got some options here as this guy, haven't you?
Yeah, that's
John Grayson.
That's how I tackle piling on. Piling on is great synergy with the jump up inherent in the Blitzer, so I don't hate piling on at all. But tackle obviously.
Stand firm, I like a dodge. There's a lot of options here, really, aren't there?
I think that piling on's a bit stronger, purely because it does help you push for a few more removals, and you do have wrestle.
Killer guy, isn't it? Yeah.
You do have wrestle anyway, so why not? And in other hybrid matchups or mashups versus like humans and that, just piling on whenever and hoping they don't foul and then getting the jump up hit if they don't position right is probably decent. I don't hate it.
Yeah, in terms of value you're getting out of it, with jump up especially. Yeah. Also, he's got a fair wedge in his bank there.
Yeah, hold on. He already has a stadium in that, so he should probably think about. You know what? The things I'd go like, oh yeah, you should probably think about getting a third blitzer, but at this price point, I think you should just burn the cash elsewhere, because that second blitzer needs levels. He needs them.
Yeah, and you're already the biggest team in the div.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when he burns that, he'll be the second biggest.
True. That's true.
Because the vampires, which are we going on to next, are the ones who are the biggest. 3 MGs next game sucks, but he has 16 players, so it's not gonna like kill him.
He went actually full team. I love it.
He did go dodge on the 5th vampire, which is fine. Like I don't hate it at all. You'd rather have him just be the very mobile kind of whatever pieces.
The dream is just bludgeon stats, isn't it? So
it's like, again, this team is like fine. It's pretty good. I don't have any issues with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, James had a bit of a hard game this week, but he'll be fine. He's fine for the next one, I'm sure.
Vampire, you often have stinky games that you can't do too much about, don't you?
Precisely, yeah.
Because James Jenks in his 92 years has probably seen quite
92 years. That's how long he's been playing vampires.
He's
yeah.
The oldest coach in REBBL.
He is a vampire. He's a very young vampire by vampire standards, but he is a vampire.
Unless that's the year he was born, in 92 AD.
92 AD, yeah. He's been feasting off the blood of Roman emperors in the most decadent of orgies, and that's just now he's flexing on us. He's like, I've had a bit too much, sex and whatnot.
Too many things. I've seen empires rise and fall. What I really want to do is play Blood Bowl.
Yeah, exactly, and that is more than I want. This is more than I need. It's just watching my enemies lament because I rolled an instant full POW, and really game. But Moving on.
Norton loves Kaz's wife is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Kaz's wife. You know what? I miss Calcium. I wonder what he's doing.
He's recapping all the divs at the moment. I think, isn't he? He's recapping about 15 divs.
It's a mad. Yeah, it's a mad one. Like, you know, his new love affair of Rebel is.
I know he's gone from 0 to 60.
I know. Yeah, it's pretty nice to be honest. Everyone loves a bit of Rebel. He's definitely Rebel's Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your calcium update for the week.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. We will move on now to Eternal Believers, and you know what is the Chaos team from Laserbrum, the tackle first Beastman has actually come good. He's got a move up. Yeah, look at him.
He's tell that he was tackle first, but apart from that,
tackle first really pisses me off. But I did discuss this with someone actually recently. Tackle first. Now I'm thinking about it, and someone's like, it's not good, is it? But insert like if you have like a sack of die and like you really need something. Hold on, someone's just messaged me. It's my recapper saying, "Oh, sorry for being late." Well, funny enough. But yeah, I mean, so tackle first if you're coming up to an important game and you like really need a tackle piece for sacking, isn't horrible. Like if your sacker died, but
it's better than not having tackle, isn't it? But
like it's understandable, but it's still kind of a sad choice to take. Nevertheless,
plus movement.
Yeah, it's a great. Yeah, now it's like amazing. 7-3-3-8 is a fantastic stat line for any kind of chaos piece. His team looks like decently juicy. He has the removal potential, but
a little bit more levels, isn't he? I guess, but basically, great stat ups.
So I definitely think this team was the favourite most likely to beat the Chorfs because like it does have 6-4 strength pieces.
Yeah, it's a strong team, man.
Maybe it only had one of those. I can't remember from the previous recap if that Mr. Animalist.
Animanlist.
Oh, Animan! I'll fucking one of these people. It's worse than G&M's Messagas from the last. Yeah, that was awful.
Animanlist. Yeah, well.
But
I also don't know what a REBBL is. That's just probably my own ignorance.
But the old the Mighty Blow Claw, it must have not done enough. You know, like at most might probably got like what one Kaz if anything.
I've got a feeling it might have been badly hurt, but I might have also just made that up.
Maybe. But that's a good team. All right, team. It's a good team. It's a decent team for a Chaos team.
I think it feels like it's not. It needs just a little push to get into beefy territory, but it's basically good.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's in my opinion that Chaos team. It's not like one of those really effective ones at like low TV where it has like all the warriors have blocked something, and like has the killer online. It's not super lean.
That guy, he got claw this game. That's what it was. That's the level up.
Oh, okay. So some normal Mighty Blow just did. That's okay. I feel even worse for the Chorfs now.
Yeah, those poor guys.
Going on to Bareback Elfing. It's the same team.
It is. Recognize it. It's still very good, isn't it? Though.
It's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. So that's the team. It's the same. No MGs. Hope you enjoyed looking at it.
We'll just play a clip from us talking about it last week.
Yeah, the best of. But what has got a few things on this is the Amazon team.
Another fat wedge in the bank.
So if I remember rightly, he didn't have that strength up, so that's new. The move up thrower carrier is new. Sidestep catcher is new.
Movement 7.
Are these all new? These must be all... Okay, hold on.
They did get 4-0, so you're going to pick up a fair amount of SCP.
Yeah, but like that's
4 level ups, man.
That's fucking ridiculous. Hold on, one sec.
DK, Aganipa, Tessipile, and Anaya all leveled up.
I'm sure my classics tutor from school will be like, "That's not how you pronounce it."
Yeah, definitely got Tessipile. Didn't get that one again.
Hold on, let me read. But the Tessipile is probably like pretty close. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna show you for that.
Yeah, as long as it's good enough that you can't tell.
Well, I was always like one of the guys who was like slated for like just not being able to read Greek.
Socrates.
Yeah, I was not. I was not. I was not a great Greek. I was not good at reading Greek names. Yeah. So no. Okay. So the strength up guy was already there.
Both the move ups are new.
So pile up is new. Move up is new. Move up first skill in the blitzer is, I think, maybe a bit weak. I think I would have just turned it down for like guard or something.
I don't know if it was like a 4-6. I really like moving up, especially on a movement 16.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not horrible. Like it's it does develop the team for some nice pieces.
Not horrible, but he could do with a bit of guard. He's only got 3, and he's getting fairly. But he's not actually. He'll be down. He's under 1500. It's medium, isn't it?
It's
It's got the stats you need to keep Amazons going at high CB.
It does now. It does make me think this is probably the team to beat now in the div, because that is a stunning Amazon team, and we're still like low enough that the only real issue that this team would have had would be the Chorfs, but that Chorf team is like nothing. It has one mighty blow.
The least offensive Chorf team I think I've seen, and yeah, 7 Blodge is just going to be horrible for everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Next necromantic team, we're going to look at the back slick boys.
They're so yellow. Wow.
Yeah, they are. It's disgusting almost.
It's incredibly bright yellow boys.
M&G on the wolf.
That's what's changed. You've got M&G wolf. I think that's it, isn't it? I don't think.
Yeah, God. That's... I kind of like the rookie divs, because the rookie divs always have like,
They level up so fast, don't they? Everyone's got it's like that Amazon game for everybody.
Yeah, which is nice. So cool team, said.
Cool work, Backslick boys. Did they actually get no level ups at all? Double check.
They got none.
Oh,
They got.
White leveled up.
Oh, did it?
The tackle White. What did he get?
Oh, he did. Yeah, of course he did. Duh. I read there. He got mighty blow, which is good.
That's nice.
Yay.
Yeah, he's done now. He get guard one day.
He gets guard, and then he gets like stand firm. You could keep him piling on, to be honest, but it really depends if you wanted to.
I don't hate that at all, especially if your werewolves haven't rolled one. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, like it's easy to go guard first on the whites and be like, well, you need the guard in this match, in this this team. You don't have the strength anymore because you don't have the mummies, so the guard is a bit stronger. But at the same time, you want to be able to blitz without using frenzy. So
yeah,
still strong.
Starting off with that block as well. It's a stinker.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, Warriors Coney Island.
Hell yeah.
I think they got sure hands on the dodge piece, which isn't bad.
I think that sounds solid to me.
It's solid enough. Hold on, let me look. So yeah, they got one that otherwise got a guard as well. So a third guard.
Yeah, his warriors are like he's got nicer warriors than the other chaos team, doesn't he?
Yes, he has. This is what I meant about the other chaos team. The other chaos, like this, I would be happy to play this team, as in play with it, because it's so strong.
It still also has a tackle first beastman, which we love to see.
Ugh. I mean, the thing is as well is that although it doesn't have the mighty blow claw on the normal beastman, it does at least have a block claw minor. And this is the thing about
you've got the mighty blow claw and the minor.
But this is the problem about the Minotaur though. You want to be blitzing with mighty blow and trying to get that beastman to level, but that is probably your main damage output. So the longer you have that on the team, the more you're gonna have to use it. So that's gonna like hog up SPP while everything else kind of like suffers a bit.
Yeah, it's tough to balance that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and like because it's now rolled good skills, you don't want to get rid of it as well. So it.
Yeah, I mean that's a really nice Minotaur, absolutely.
I'd keep it until it dies, but I would think that you should probably start handing off to that mighty blow beastman as soon as you can.
Yeah.
All right.
You say it's like it's a nice chaos team, isn't it? It makes sense.
It's solid. It's if I had to put the two chaos teams against one another, I would say it's stronger than Laserbrums, because although Laserbrums has some like nice, cool pieces like all strength up, here and there, some blodge warriors.
Yeah, the Cowboys are more boring, but right now they're better. Whereas I think give the Eternal Believers a bit of time, and they might end up better. Who knows?
Yeah, it is a question of who knows, because at the end of the day, if someone wastes too much time giving pieces like needless doubles or going a bit too heavy in that,
then it never actually happens that they get good.
Yeah. They never get good because they'll never be effective and never generate SPP that way by winning games and like hurting things. But also, they do shed valuable skills by taking certain certain Valentine things. Like the Blodge Warrior does lose probably one of the kill skills because of that Blodge. He'll probably get like guard and stand firm and
That's
mighty
they
blow.
can take so many normals, can't they?
Yeah. Well, that's why Chaos is great because you can complete them entirely from normals and
And they're still pretty varied and exciting.
yeah. So all the same, Warriors of Coney Island a very good team. But we now look at the team's predictions.
Ooh.
Okay. So first one, Goblins versus Chaos, which is Laser Bomb's Chaos.
I'm gonna go on a limb here. I reckon the Chaos might win this one.
Yeah. Hard to call. I think that it is probably going to be the Chaos.
I mean, I feel like we've pretty much got a shoe in with this, but you never know. It's like there's going to be 1 or 2 games this season that the Goblins pull something off, and this isn't one of the worst teams to do it against.
Yeah.
But I still think they will lose 3-0.
I did say that they had a chance against the Amazons, and they didn't. So.
Absolutely didn't have a chance there, turned out.
And also with move up, Rog tackle, not Rog, Rackle. So I mean, it's going to be a bit hard.
Although a strategy, the Eternal Believers could do, if they let Cthulhu Fector score 25 touchdowns in this game, he'll be at $250. He'll probably be quite emotionally devastated for the next game.
Well, I don't think it's like literally possible unless it's just constant riots on every single.
Throw teammate into the end zone.
Oh yeah, that as well. I think it's quite literally otherwise impossible.
Yeah, never mind.
Never mind. And maybe you have to split them between two or 3 games.
Still gotta get that full $250 out there, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Next game, our Dog Friday versus the Woodies, which is the good Necro versus the Wood Elf team. Now this
has just come off beating Necro.
Now, if I'm right, hold on, let me just check something. Don't want to be wrong. Don't want to say wrong things. So obviously you do have like free tackle, 2 of those being mobile. So there is a little bit of the anti war dancer thing. Mighty Blow can remove pieces. He can foul if he so wants to. The only real thing I'd say that might go in the Woody's favour is there's no piling on. So just normal 1-hit Mighty Blow. There's still kind of high variance in terms of removals. It's still not like a sure thing.
Either. So it shouldn't be too brutal. There'll be a lot of knockdowns. What's the TV difference? Is it?
It is gonna be. Hold on.
130.
So yeah, you can. Woody's could scum a wizard. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that. I think that's a nice way to beat teams that are better than you. Is to get a wizard and cheese it with that.
Now, of course, it does stop you, or like, what's the word? It slows down the possibility of you getting that tree.
This lovely tree, which is that's true. That'd be tough. Can you back yourself to beat Necro twice in a row without the wizard? I'd say give it a shot.
I think that because you're not gonna get a wizard in the next game, you might as well buy the wizard here for the extra 20k or whatever.
I'd say probably because they now, especially now they've got this Sure Hands Ghoul. Just zap that game. There you go. Then you can strip it off everybody else.
What would be a smart move from our Dog Friday would be to fire the no SPP zombie and deny that wizard unless he just really dumps his entire bank.
Because he's 30k is like borderline already. If you trim down, because I mean he's not gonna remove your bench, is he? He's what else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call, I think.
Definitely, yeah. So hard to really predict, but I think that if the wizard is in play, it's going to be the Wood Elves.
Yeah, I think 2-1 Wood Elves sounds reasonable, but maybe a 1-1 if there's no wizard.
Yeah. Next game, Nurgle versus the humans. I'm going to put this as a Nurgle victory because the humans have like no movement.
They're somehow up CV. The sad times for this human team. It's going to be a little while till they're winning games, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I'm gonna make it a Nurgle victory. Also,
will Nurgle score 2 touchdowns in one game? Do you think? Is that too much to ask?
Might be too much. I mean, I could imagine 2-1 grind to be honest, but it's probably gonna be a 1-0 or 2-0.
I was expecting a 1-0, but yeah, could be a 2-0 or a 2-1.
Yeah.
The Humans catcher is like their one good player. He can squeak out the touchdowns.
He can, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think it's very otherwise quite self-explanatory. All the same, we'll now move on to that is the Bald Bay Giants versus the the High Elves.
16th Legion Lunar Wolves.
Yeah, it's not even any mighty blow. And it's going to be a lot of hobbo mercs. So, in my opinion, High Elves win easily, pretty easily.
They'll get 300 inducements, but Chorfs don't particularly have good inducements, do they?
No, I mean you can get like you can get Grashnak, you can get.
Grashnak's not too bad actually, is he?
No, he's pretty good, but like he's still not good against elves that much. Like
yeah, they do have a lot of tackle and block, so they won't be atrocious, but it'll be hard. I think they'll probably lose, but they might get a decent amount of SPP from beating up elves as they run around them and score lots of touchdowns.
But these are the eight armor elves, so that'll be a bit harder at least.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% back in the house to win this game. 3-0.
Yeah.
Just put some numbers in there.
I'll concur. I'll agree.
That is a stinky prediction, but also
It's just what has to happen. Okay, so yeah, next game, Kislev versus Chaos. It's gonna be Chaos to me because the Chaos have 3 guards, so they can stop the jumping into the cage when one dies without pretty easily. You can get 1 die still with if things fall apart a bit with their own guard. That is, the Kislev has their own guard to jump in, but again, 3+ leaps without like any built-in rerolls, bit sucky.
And he's got dodge sure hands on his catcher now, so it's not as easy to nick the ball off. Yeah, I think this will be a tough one for the Kislev.
Absolutely, yeah. And they just don't like being bashed into smithereens.
Yeah, so I think 2-1 or 2-0 for our lovely Warriors of Coney Island.
I predict that the Minotaur will claw the bear into death.
Ooh, nice prediction. I like that.
I like that prediction.
I'd like to see it happen.
Next game is going to be Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Backslick Boys. Now, the Backslick Boys get a lot in inducements, I believe. They can get like
yes, they do. 360. That's like Cheney and more, isn't it?
Cheney and a Wizard, I would say. Cheney and a Wizard is what I would go.
That makes them a lot better, doesn't it?
You can also take the Ghoul guy, Jay Earslice.
I've never seen this guy on the pitch.
He's alright. He's not bad. I think he's like a wrestle or something.
Cheney's so good, everyone just takes Cheney, don't
Yeah, Cheney's pretty good. And I would think about taking Cheney because Cheney does have the wrestle, which helps against the old the 4 strength blodge. So that's what I would take.
Yeah, I think that gives him a real shot.
So it's hard to predict, but I'm gonna predict the Vamp still.
They're quite good, aren't they? And they had an unlucky game, so therefore scientifically, it's gonna be a lucky game, right?
Yeah, that's called the gambler's scientific fact, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, a well-known debating tactic that makes you win.
Part of rhetoric, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think the Vamp team is just good, isn't it? And they're actually trimmed down a bit with having 3 of their 5 bench not playing.
Obviously, there's like 1 mighty blow, so you could lose a bunch of your thralls and everything dies. But
he's good at doing that, isn't he? So.
And without caster cursing James again, I'm just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen.
He's gonna win 8-0.
He's gonna win 8-0, and he's gonna have up all of his pieces, and then the Necromantic are gonna quit the league in shame.
But yeah, I think it could be 1-1. But
it could. I think it's probably gonna be like it could be a 2-1 to the Necro quite easily, but I'd say a 2-1 to the Vamps. I think they're going to keep out the Necro long enough.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable prediction from a wise genius.
From a scientific standpoint, scientific fact. There's no real evidence that James is going to win, but it is scientific fact.
But it's still a scientific fact.
And our last game Bareback Elfing versus Gorilla Girls. A hard game. Now, Dark Elves can usually be called the better team in these matchups, because Amazon's biggest weakness really are elves. People like to go, oh, it's dwarves. No. Amazons beat dwarves because dwarves are shit, and Amazons are the best, and dwarves are fucking nonsense. And in reality, what happens is that if an Amazon team like loses possession of the ball, which an elf team can kind of usually do, as well as a lot of elf teams will have like block tackle and all that, it can actually go really badly for the Amazons. Surprisingly enough, because the Amazons are three edge and 6 movement, but there's no tackle in this elf team.
It's 0 tackle. It's rare for a dark elf team to not have any tackle at all.
And the Amazon team is a stat freak team full of amazing pieces.
They've got a juicy killer who does have tackle. I back the Amazons here. I think they've got all the things you expect the dark elf team to have, like a little bit guard, bit of sidestep, bit of tackle.
Precisely, yeah. So I think we both are going to say it's going to be the Zon team.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, there's piling on tackle, might blow.
Yeah.
So the Witch Elves are massive targets.
They're going to have to hide hard all game. And they don't have a bench either, do they? I believe.
No, they have 11 men, which is a bit grim.
And they will be... They're also the Amazons will be able to get like
a babe
bribe or a babe or something like that.
I would probably just take the old. Oh, actually, no. The Amazons will be able to take a babe, a bribe without scumming, because they can shave 50k off.
Yeah, they can actually drop, can't they?
Although I would probably, as the Amazons, take the 13th man at this point and just be like, well, the babe's stronger than the bribe. I have no dirty player, so fouling it isn't going to be in his repertoire.
I think that's smart. Just go for the straight up, beat him up normally.
Very smart. So, I guess we both peg the Amazons to win.
Yeah, 2-1. The classic score.
Oh, hey. And that brings us to the end of the recap, which I'm glad, because I was kind of like really sprinting in the initial part of that.
You messed up the first time, I noticed you just kept chaining through the intro at an incredible pace.
Well, also, I had a Siggy beforehand, so I started to feel a little bit. I feel like I was running a marathon because I was speaking very fast.
It's very hard work.
I have a cigarette like once every 2 or 3 days, and that's why it was just one.
Oh, damn. That's quite different to me.
Yeah, I don't smoke at all, really. I just sometimes, but at the same time, I never had the greatest lungs, so I should probably just not do it at all. Like, there's no reason for me to do it, but I just do.
It's really cool, isn't it? Though?
Oh god, it makes me feel so cool. Like I put on a bit of Arctic Monkeys, a bit of Block Party out my window.
Prediction right.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Kaiser Chiefs, fucking mental. I just love it. I'm a proper naughty British lad from the early noughties.
Uni days.
Oh yeah, well my uni days was in 2000. My uni days were in 2018. Mate.
I was gonna say, like, suddenly share my age here, like yeah.
Yeah, Christ. But that is what we did. All right.
Culture's not really changed in the last 20 years at all.
No, but now like that used to be like, oh, those are the top hits of today. Well, now that's just relegated to indie bangers.
Classic indie bangers night.
Yeah, classic. Oh yeah. Go to the Lexington in it's New Cross or Angel I think it is. Go to the Lexington in London on Friday for indie bangers night. Everyone, it's really good. It's really good.
Been in the indie bangers for the last sort of 5-10 years, so
I love indie bangers so much.
The depth to get them.
Yeah, go there. I went there once, and I was like a really. Okay, I'm gonna show my arse if I keep talking about my clubbing experiences, but.
I'm of a certain age where I've been to about 2 clubs in the last 5 years, and it was too many.
Oh, Christ. But, alright, so that's the end of the recap, everyone. Sorry for it being late again, but that's how it is.
That is, yeah. Thanks very much, 40.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're not behind because there's been no new games, so I feel like technically we're not late, and that's all that counts.
Yeah, that's what counts. Also, you guys should do better. You should play your games on time.
Yeah. Cthulhu Collectors put along, mate. They're playing tomorrow. Everyone else not even scheduled on the little website.
Shocking.
Terrible, terrible.
But, alright. Yep, see you guys soon. Have a great one.
Smell you later, guys.